And one of the many items on the agenda for the Maryland legislature this year is a potential tax hike increase on cigarettes. And the question remains, will a $1.75 per pack tax increase bring in revenue, or will it get people to stop smoking? This morning, David Williams with the Taxpayer Protection Alliance joins us to weigh in. Good morning, David.
Good morning. And Tom, this issue is very personal to me because my father smoked 3.5 packs of cigarettes a day for 20 years. Needless to say, his health was ruined and he's no longer with us. So we need to find a way to get people to stop smoking. Here's the problem. When the state gets involved and they raise taxes, there's two problems: that they want to raise the revenue with this, but they want to get people to stop smoking. So they really can't, look at the two things and be compatible. And Tom, this doesn't bring in the revenue. We've seen this time and time again. There have been 100 cases of taxes being raised, and only 29 did the actual revenue come in that they thought they were going to get. So then there's a big, huge budget hole in the state, and then we have other problems, right? So tax increases don't bring in the revenue.
David, I mean, we've heard this for years, though. People say, oh, once it hits $3 a pack, I'm quitting. Well, now it's like $8 in some states for a pack of cigarettes, and people are still doing it. And then that also forces them to go across state lines.
Therein lies the problem, is that Virginia, their tax is 60 cents per pack. If this tax increase goes through in Maryland, it's going to be $4. The tax, just the tax, $4. People are going to go to Virginia, buy their cigarettes. And this isn't theory. This has actually happened. Look at Eric Garner in New York. This is the gentleman that was arrested and the stranglehold, and he died. He was selling loose cigarettes because the taxes were so high in New York that he was getting his cigarettes from out of state a lot cheaper and reselling them in New York City. So this has real consequences. And Tom, just a few years ago, a Prince George's County police officer was selling illegal cigarettes out of his patrol car. So this is a real problem. Black market tobacco is a real problem. And in Maryland, it's about 10% of smokers are smoking illegal cigarettes.
David, the CDC says 480,000 people in the U.S. die every year from cigarette smoking. Every year from tobacco use and cigarette smoking here. But yet we still sell cigarettes out all over the place and continue to increase the tax. What is the solution, though, to try and get people from smoking? Because we're looking at 430,000 that died from COVID this past year. 480 died from cigarettes, and I can go to any convenience store and pick up a pack.
Yeah, so fortunately, there are ways to quit smoking. We have vaping. I know people are going to freak out when they hear that word vaping, but studies have shown this is a lot safer. It's still nicotine. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is still nicotine, but you don't have the combustion, you don't have the smoke. And I'm sure there are people watching this morning that have switched from cigarettes to vaping, and their lives are a lot better and they're a lot healthier because of this. And there's new technology in vaping that's helping people quit smoking. And you're right, 480,000 people
every year. Yep.
That's crazy. That's a
David, isn't this, if we start talking about okay, well, let's change over and go to vaping, won't the legislators just say, let's just move that tax over to vaping?
Of course they will, and that's the problem, is that we want to encourage people to move, but the states always see this as gold, for their budget. But Tom, it's fool's gold because it will never materialize, and people will get their vape products somewhere else. So that's the problem. Whenever you raise taxes, people find a way around it.
David Williams with the Taxpayer Protection Alliance. We always appreciate your input here.